Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about adventure where you don't normally find adventure. All right, so I'm going to talk about the White Lotus, the brand new replacement show for House of the Dragon. So I am a huge fan of HBO Max. I've been watching it for a long time. I watched all of Games of Thrones on it. I watched all of House of Dragon, and I watched another show called the White Lotus. And the White Lotus is every Dungeon Master content for every Dungeon Master over 18. If you're a Dungeon Master between 12 and 18, hey, I'm really glad you play Dungeons and Dragons and you're the future of the product. But this isn't for you. Sorry, move on. All right, go check out Nerd Immersion. His stuff is great. All right, so the White Lotus is a brilliant show that really shows us as Dungeon Masters that we can find adventure in places we don't normally expect to find adventure. So what is the White Lotus? So the White Lotus is a absolutely brilliant television, small screen show. I'm trying to get out of the habit of saying television. I grew up in, I was born in 1970, so I say television a lot. Sorry for that. It's a small screen show, and it is absolutely brilliant. And it tells about the adventures that happen at a Hawaiian hotel, right? Now, mostly the story is focused on the cultural differences between the ultra-rich who fly into Hawaii and stay there for a week and do crazy stuff and then leave, and the natives who are generally not wealthy and have to put up with all the shenanigans of all these outlanders who come in, right? And so it is a brilliant show. But what it really made me think about is, let's think about Forgotten Realms, right? So your adventurers are going to do their adventuring. I don't need to tell you how to do that, right? You already know how to do it, right? They're going to slay a dragon. They're going to go rescue the princess. They're going to, they're going to head out on an investigation into, into the sea connected to Waterdeep, right? And they're going to find, or on the Neverwinter side, and they're going to find a missing ship, right? Lots of adventures, right? But what about Phandalin, right? In Phandalin, they have the Stonehill Inn, right? The Stonehill Inn and Tavern, right? And your player characters are going to check in there, right? And when they're there, if you have watched the White Lotus, you know there are 20 adventures you can give them. I'll give you an example, right? So they come into the Stonehill Inn and Tavern, and they're really excited because this time of year there is barley mead and jasper mutton. It's a special. The ingredients of it are only available this time of year, and when your player characters finish their last adventure, they're like, "Oh my gosh, we got to go get barley mead and jasper mutton up at the Stonehill Inn and Tavern." So they go there, and they're excited about it, and you're excited because one of your players actually took a note and realized it was that time of year, right? And you're running Tier 1 Dungeons and Dragons where the player characters are completely immersed in the story because you watch this channel, right? And I've told you, hey, maybe you could do more than have fun with your game. Maybe you could actually engage your players and get them to grow, learn, and change, right? So your players are there, and you're getting there, and they get there, and they're like, oh, hey, Sarah, the bar servant. There's another word which we don't use anymore. Hey, it's so great that we're replacing. We're still getting the language of it, right? Sarah, hey, thank you so much for this barley mead and jasper mutton. And this place is packed. You must be making a killing. I'm sure you're getting tips. Why are you sad, right? And Sarah goes, oh, it's no concern of yours, And then your cleric who says, hey, I am a pious cleric, and we care for you. Please, lay your troubles on us. Let us know. And she's like, well, I don't want to do that because there's nothing you can do to help, right? And then the fighter, says, yes, there is. You tell us, we're gonna help, right? And then Sarah says, you know what? I am making a killing. I am bringing home 150 gold a night, but my husband continues to gamble it away. Your player characters are on the hook for an adventure, right? And it just happened in the Stonehill Inn and Tavern, right there in the middle of Forgotten Realms, right? And this is exactly the type of storytelling that they are beautifully, wonderfully telling in the White Lotus, right? And so make sure you understand, adventure doesn't just come when they enter into the dungeon. It comes all over. Oh my gosh, there are 2 corgis in the street. That is amazing. They are so adorable. It's like the queen never died. I wish you could see that. Okay, I love this channel. All right. That is how you give adventure where you would never give adventure, where you would normally not find adventure. All that's my humble opinion. Have you done this in your game? I would love to hear. Let me know. Have you done this in your Dungeons & Dragons campaign? I would love to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider like, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.